Alright, welcome back. Taxidermy. We're gonna get ready and prep this form. It's a 64U right turn, head up, semi-sneak. And this is I'm gonna give you a little story on this deer. This is my personal deer. Here's the antlers. Had a G3 on the left side broken off, but we're going to go ahead and I got this deer with a muzzleloader this past December 7th right here in my backyard, so not bad. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to prep this form. We're going to rough it up. We're going to set the antlers. And we're going to do something a little different with this deer. I normally just mount them traditionally, mouth closed. But this time we're going to be cutting this off and installing a Fleeman mouthpiece here. And that'll be the first time I ever even worked with one of those. I've done open mouth before on elk, bugling elk. Rams. I've done one on a fellow deer. Wild boar. I've done open mouth on them. So I'm confident that I'm going to be able to do this Fleeman mouthpiece very well. I'm going to have to do some painting on the mouthpiece on the inside and stuff, and get all the fleshy tones on the inside, paint the tongue. So what we're going to do today on this video is we're going to go ahead and rough it up. We're going to do all our measurements here so that we cut this off in the right shape and angle and length to fit the Fleeman mouthpiece here. And we'll probably have to do some little blending after we get it on there and everything. So we're going to go there and get started on this, get things ready for that. This is the same cape that we went through on the fleshing part 1 and 2. And now that cape's ready. It's in the freezer as we speak now, and we're going to do this today, and then tomorrow we'll come back and we'll do all our clay work and get everything ready to put the cape on it and taxi the skin around and get it all lined up and mount this deer. So we'll get back with you and we'll start getting this mannequin ready, work with that Fleeman mouthpiece, get it painted and everything. So we'll get back with you on that. Okay, I used a pair of calipers and I measured the top part of the mouthpiece, the nose, from the tip back, which was 2 1/4 inches. And what I did was fit my calipers on there and mark my dotted line, and then I just went ahead and followed it all the way around. That way I'm all the same distance on both sides all the way around. And now I'm going to go ahead and just cut this top portion off, leaving the bottom on for right now. I'm going to go ahead and cut this top portion off. Make sure we're all lined up. I'm going to just start cutting her down, making sure. We're going good. And we're going pretty good. We're off on a little angle, but we can rasp that. Make sure you're Okay. Now we'll go ahead and take a knife. And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and cut that right from the lip slot. And there we have it. We'll go ahead and trim that a little bit off there. Now, here's your Fleeman top portion. It's got all the top palette detail. That'll fit right on there like so. We'll have to do a little building up. Looks like the piece is bigger than the form, but that fits pretty good on there. Looks pretty good to me. Now we'll get ready and we'll take the bottom jaw off here so that we can it'll accept the bottom piece here, which is shown right here. There's the tongue. There's the inner bottom detail, and that'll fit just right under there. So we're going to get this going and get that fitted on there, and then we'll go ahead and start painting all this, get all the flesh tones on there, all the colors where they need to be, paint the tongue to what it needs to be. We'll get back with you on that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and remove this bottom chin here, the bottom jaw. Go. We'll have to give that a little bit of a rasp here. Now this will go, that'll go right like so. This will come up here right like that. Then you'll have a Fleeman mouthpiece on there once it's all attached. We're going to get ready and we're going to paint all this, get all this inner detail, everything to where we need it. These even also have a septum in there that is one piece. Take that septum right on out. You go ahead and paint that. That way you ain't got to go in from the nostril there. You go ahead and just paint this piece, flesh tone. Then you can pop it right back in there. So, pretty neat feature on that. Alrighty, we're going to get ready to get things set up. We'll get back with you when we get ready to start airbrushing this. Okay, before we paint these, we're going to have to wipe these down with some lacquer thinner to clean off the mold release off of here. Plus it'll clean it up and everything real good before we apply any paint. So we'll give them a good wipe down with some lacquer thinner. We'll be painting all this real good up in here. Get this septum wiped off. Applying a lot of paint up on that. Tongue. It's going to be fun painting this. Okay. Now we'll do the top portion here. There's the upper palate. All in them grooves nice and clean. And all that molding release off of there. We'll end up roughing this up anyway with a stout rougher, and then we'll put a little light grit sandpaper on it, give it a little sanding, because we want the skin to wrap around here and right up to here, right where the lumpy detail of the inner lip starts. We'll glue it right to the edge of that. That'll be all painted. So all that clean. Some high detail there in it. Look at them folds there, where you can we'll add a little clay on that too. We're just getting this all, make sure we get it all off of there. Alrighty, that should do it for that. Next we'll come back and have all our paints, different colors of paints that we're going to use to paint all this. We'll be right back. Okay, we're going to spray some flesh tone on the inside here, right up in here. So we're going to go ahead and get that going. spray some York Gray Pad Gray on a slight angle to kind of darken that up a little bit. Let's turn my airbrush down here. Take this glove off to where I can work. We're going to just kind of graze it on a sharp angle. Raise that up a little bit. Alright, there we go. Feathering that up in there. Okay, see how that looks? That looks pretty good right there. Alrighty. Now we're going to do the lower jaw here. The inside, spray on a sharp angle. And then get a little more air. Okay, now we're gonna hit it with a little mist of Gill Red to brighten everything up. Got a piece of paper here. See, we're just going to have to hit it lightly. Looks about right. There we go. Let's give the tongue a little hit. There's the tongue. Now we're gonna go ahead and give it a let that paint dry a little bit, and then we're gonna give it a hit it with a little bit of gloss. We'll hit it with a little bit of gloss. Okay. Now we're going to give it a little bit of a wet gloss. That'll really bring those colors out real good. Don't want to hit the teeth yet. Up inside between the teeth and the lip line there. Set that aside, let it dry. Now we're going to get the top palette. Get that nice and good amount on there. I like to brush my wet gloss on there. I don't have a gloss spray gun. This kind of, guess it's hard to clean out a regular airbrush. So I just brush it on. Takes a little longer, but gives it a good result. Try to get them air bubbles out of there. Yep, see how that glares? Gives that nice wet look in there. Now we're gonna give the tongue a coat of it. Now gives it a nice little wet look. Now we're going to set that to the side and let that dry. Well, that'll be good for the wet look. I'm going to turn my attention to those bottom teeth there and do some wiping and get that kind of that rusty stain look. We'll see what we can do with that. I didn't show you I didn't do the wet on the septum here. I'm going to go ahead and hit it. Around. Yep, that's that. Okay, I'm going to try a piece of this cotton dipped in some lacquer thinner. Just a little bit. I'm going to roll it up like that. I'm going to go in there and dab it like this. That way the darker paint will stay inside the creases more. You get that kind of that rusty look. Let's see how this works. Get it one more time. The other side. We'll try it with a brush. Wipe it there. Maybe a brush will do it better. Let's do the bottoms of them here. I think that looks pretty good. We'll let that kind of sit and dry, then we'll wipe it with a gloss. Alright, now we're gonna give those bottom teeth here a nice little gloss. Here we go. The next procedure is going to be putting this all together and attaching it to the form, and we'll get back to you when we get to that point. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and scatter some holes in here and on the foam on the mannequin there to when we Bondo this, so that Bondo will absorb into those holes and on the holes on the form and give that a good solid bond to the form. Clean that off. Get that out of there. Now, we're going to do the bottom jaw the same way. I'm only going about maybe a 1/4 inch. That's all you're going to need. I hit a little bit, couple on the thumb. That's all you're going to need. Okay, that's all we're gonna need on that. Okay, now we're gonna put them in here. That's it. It's ready for the Bondo. We'll get back to you on that one. Get it all set up. Alright, now we're going to mix this Bondo. Then put a whole lot in there. You want to mix it until it's one consistent color. That way you know the hardener is thoroughly mixed. There we go. Now we're going to apply it. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit up here. Make sure it gets up in those holes. A little bit more up there. We want it to squirt out anyway. Let's get a little bit up on the piece itself. That's what we're going to do. A little bit on there. Get this attached. Now we want to make sure we get it lined up right. You have plenty of time with this. Mash it on there. You want to make sure this baby lines up. Just a matter of lining it up. Without hitting your finish there. You want all that to line up, and that's looking lined up pretty good. Now you just want to hold it until that Bondo sits. Starts setting up. And you go ahead and do all your trim work. Do some blending. I'll wait until I get ready to mount it, doing all my clay work. I'll do some blending and get it all looking real nice. I didn't mix it a whole lot of hardener in there. I didn't want it to kick right off the bat because this allows me to view it, do some adjusting, that sort of thing. Make sure I'm not off. And it's looking pretty daggone good. So we'll Continue to hold it there until that Bondo sets. You don't want it, you just want to hold it steady. You don't want to put pressure anywhere else once you get it where you want it. Make sure that's lined up. You don't want that crooked. You want that lined up level with the bridge of the nose. It takes probably 10 minutes for this to start setting up. So we'll get back to you on that. Alright, now we're going to just start trimming that excess off. We want to get that excess off down in here. That should peel right out of there. This way the bottom piece will fall right in there like it's supposed to. Get that out of there. Go ahead and shave that off. Just shaving it off. You get it right now while it's not fully set up, it's kind of soft. You can cut it. You can even mold it. Cut it any way you want. But right now I just want to get it off, trim it off the areas that I need it gone. Okay. Looks like I might have to do a little blending up in here. No biggie. Now we're gonna kind of test fit that up there. It's gonna look just like so. Just like so. We'll get back to you when we get ready to put this on. Alright, now we're going to rough the form up with the Stoff rougher here. When we attach the lower lip, that'll be after we have the skin on, everything tucked here in the nostril, and the lip tucked up under here where it needs to be. And then once we get that all situated, then we can go ahead and Bondo the lower end, and then glue our skin in areas that needs to be. But for right now, this mannequin is pretty much prepped for where we're at right now on this mount. So I'm just going to do a little scratching with this, and then tomorrow we'll go ahead and finish up the rest of this, setting our eyes, doing our making our lip slot here, putting a slot in for the tear duct to tuck the tear ducts, and getting the mannequin, the final touches ready for mounting. So I'm going to go ahead and start scratching on this. I don't really dig down to get all this detail off, but I do get some scratch marks in it. That shows me that it did. I am getting that mold release off of there. If you leave the mold release on there, that glue won't stick to it. It'll just separate from that mold release. You need that glue, the hide paste, attached to the foam itself. So that's why you got to do this to get that mold release off the form. And it does put some slight grooves inside the mannequin, and that gives the glue something to get up inside there and really bond to that form. I like to get really good up in these muscle detail inside the creases there. I don't really go overboard with my muscle detail. I mean, I haven't, out of all the years I've been hunting, I haven't seen any deer that really has that big steroid looking muscle detail. So, you know, I just don't mount them that way. I mean, yeah, I could mount one that way, put that real heavy steroid look to it, hanging on my wall for display. And as soon as a customer sees that, you know, depending on how he feels about it, he might look at it and say, "Wow, now I love that." Then every time I do a deer for him, I'm going to have to do that for him. So when I mount any deer, I mount them natural. I put, you know, I give it detail, some muscle detail, but I don't give it that real big steroid look. That just ain't natural. It's not natural for a whitetail to look that way. I'm giving it a good scratching all over, getting that mold release off of there. It might sound funny, but you know, deer, they don't have a certain area in the woods where they have a gym setup where they can go in there and pump weights to build their muscles up like humans can. I mean, it just don't work that way. But like I said before, some taxidermists likes that look, and they incorporate that in their mounts, and the customers like it, and they're happy. You know, that's fine. That's just personal preference to me. You know, I just don't prefer to mount them that way, that's all. Right there on top of the bridge of the nose, forehead. Really get that forehead good because you know, you want to make that skin real thin up there, but you need that roughed up real good so that hide paste in that skin really bounds to that, so it don't drum up. You want that, bucks have that flat forehead look. So, I mean, most of them do here in Michigan anyway. I guess in other states, you know, they might not have that as a real defined flat look, but here in Michigan they do. So I get right on the side of that. Down the lip. Right at the bottom of the chin. White patch. Scratch it real good. It's going to be a long-haired deer anyway, so you're really not going to capture the details of the mannequin a whole lot. Alright, you got the idea on that. You do that on the whole form, and you want to do it on the nose, because your skin's going to be on there also. So you want to rough that all up. On those wrinkles there. Skin's going to tuck up under there. Careful not to ruin your paint job. You're going to want that. It's roughed up pretty good. You want to get that shine off of there. Get that molding release. Now I'm going to go over with some sandpaper
sand down these